here we are again. The month of April, which means Stanley Cup playoff hockey time. Which means it's time for us on the channel to make picks. And here are my picks for round 1. First series up. The Ottawa Senators and the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Battle of Ontario. Ottawa back in the playoffs for the first time since 2017, and the Maple Leafs win the Atlantic Division, first division title in a full 82-game season since 2000. And first overall since the shortened 2021 season. In terms of this series, I am actually going with Ottawa to get the upset. Ottawa has had their way head-to-head all season. What's to say they can't do it again in a best-of-7 series? Senators upset in 6. Next, the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh my, here we go once again. The 4th time in the last 5 seasons we face off. My Lightning taking 2021 and 2022 over the President's Trophy winning Panthers. While Florida would beat us in round 1 last year on their way to winning their first Stanley Cup. This series this time can really go either way. But when I'm truly in doubt, I give it to the team with the home ice advantage, so I will cautiously take my Lightning in a Game 7 at home. Tampa in 7. Next, the Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals. This took me no time to think about at all. Give me Washington to sweep. Montreal has a bright future for sure. But these Capitals have been one of the most dangerous teams all season. Capitals should put this series to bed in a quick 4 games. And now we get the New Jersey Devils and the Carolina Hurricanes. Kind of an easy one to pick in my opinion. Carolina wins. New Jersey started out hot and then fell off. Injuries have been hard to overcome as well. And Carolina has stayed strong the whole season. Give me Hurricanes in 5. To the Western Conference we go. And to start with, we get the St. Louis Blues and the Winnipeg Jets. 2 teams nobody expected to be where they are. I mean, name one person who said the Jets would be the number 1 team in the Western Conference. Name one person who said the Blues would sneak into the playoffs on a double-digit win streak. Yeah. Just like I thought. In terms of this series, Jets win. The Blues have cooled off a bit after their 12-game winning streak, and the Jets have been a runaway train all season. I'll take Winnipeg in 5. And now we get the Colorado Avalanche and the Dallas Stars. A very tricky series to call. Dallas playing with a big chip on their shoulder as the front-runner to win the Western Conference. And Colorado is trying to avenge last year's second-round defeat to these Stars, and make another championship run. Both teams with great shooting, but goaltending is why I say Dallas wins. Jake Attenger head-to-head is the goalie I'd take over Mackenzie Blackwood. That's the difference for me. Stars in 6. And now, the Minnesota Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas reclaims the Pacific Division after a first-round exit as a wild card last season, while the Wild get in as a wild card, trying to give Marc-Andre Fleury one last cup before retiring after this season. Overall I think Vegas wins. Both Fleury as mentioned, and Adin Hill have been spectacular goalies all season, but in terms of shooting, Vegas has the better attack than Minnesota. Not saying Marc-Andre Fleury cannot steal this series. I just do not think that happens. I'll say Vegas in 5. And lastly, the Edmonton Oilers and the Los Angeles Kings. Well, here we go again. 2022, 2023, 2024. And again, in 2025. This time however the Kings have their home ice advantage in the series. I went back and forth on who to pick. But I am giving a razor-thin edge to LA. Hard to pick against Connor McDavid for sure, but these Kings this time look different from the teams the Oilers eliminated the past 3 years. Plus when I am in doubt, I tend to give the team with the home ice advantage the edge. I'll say Kings win the series in a Game 7 at home. Well, that's what I have on round 1. Let me know your picks in the comments. We will be right back here once round 1 is over, to predict round 2. I don't know about you, but I'd say that was one of the craziest rounds of playoff hockey I've ever seen. Now it is time to predict another round. First up, the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Panthers again dismantle my Lightning. And the Maple Leafs avoid a collapse to the Senators in Game 6. Overall I say Panthers win. Toronto had to get 2 of those 4 wins in overtime. Sergei Bobrovsky is the kind of goaltender that won't take overtime goal losses for an answer. Plus Florida has the edge in experience. Give me Florida in 6, and make it to their 3rd straight Eastern Conference Finals. Next, the Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals. The Hurricanes overcome the Devils, and the Capitals overpower the Canadiens. Both teams looked good in round 1, making me think about this series a bit more, but I do still think Washington wins. In the end, experience matters. Washington has more, plus when this Capitals team is good, that experience goes just that much further. Give me Capitals in 6. Next, the Dallas Stars and the Winnipeg Jets. The Stars come back down 2-0 in Game 7, and the Jets polish off the Blues in Game 7. Tricky series to pick, but after thinking about it, I will say Stars win. Even with key injuries, Dallas still got past a dangerous Colorado. Just comes to show how good a goaltender Jake Oettinger really is. And Winnipeg struggled with the bottom-seeded Blues. If the Jets keep having this harder time on the road, they could end up on the ropes and fast. Give me Dallas in a home Game 6, and make their 3rd straight Western Conference Final. And to wrap it up, the Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. The Oilers rally down 2-0 and beat the Kings in 6. And the Golden Knights storm past the Wild. A rematch of the 2nd round from 2023. But this time I say Oilers win. Calvin Pickard has been the savior in goaltending. The Oilers desperately needed to make said comeback to beat the Kings. And these Edmonton shooters in McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, and Draisaitl can make life a living hell for Adin Hill. Give me Oilers in 6. Think those picks are crazy? Let me know your predictions down below. As always, we will be back to predict round 3. Just 2 more rounds to determine a champion. Welcome to round 3. The conference final. Here are my picks for round 3. In the Eastern Conference, the Florida Panthers and the Carolina Hurricanes. A rematch of the conference finals from 2 seasons ago. Florida comes back down 2-0 to beat Toronto. And Carolina overpowers the Capitals. In 2023, Florida would win in a sweep. But this time around, Carolina is the better team, and I say they make it to the finals. If there's one weakness for great goaltending, it's overpowering in shots on goal. And that's how Carolina is here today. And that's why I'm picking Hurricanes in 6. Carolina makes it to the Stanley Cup final, for the first time since 2006. And now in the Western Conference, the Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars. A rematch of the conference finals from last year. And just like last year, I am saying Oilers win. This Edmonton team since falling down 2-0 to the Kings have been unstoppable, winning 8 of their next 9 games. Now Dallas won't be easy as long as Jake Oettinger, Tyler Seguin, and Mikko Rantanen are there. But, it is as easily as hard to pick against Connor McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Leon Draisaitl, and that furious Oilers shooting attack. Give me Edmonton in a winner-take-all Game 7. Edmonton returns back to the Stanley Cup Finals for a 2nd year in a row. And there you have it. My 2025 Stanley Cup Finals matchup prediction. The Carolina Hurricanes and the Edmonton Oilers. Will it happen? Only time will tell. We will be back here to predict the finals regardless of matchup. The time has arrived. The 2025 Stanley Cup Final. After 3 long rounds, we now are down to just 2 teams left to play for the Stanley Cup. And now let us meet our 2 teams for this season. Oh, these 2 teams will feel awfully familiar. What started as a Cinderella run just 2 seasons ago, has resulted in a 3rd straight finals appearance. Marking the 6th straight year a team from the state of Florida has made the Stanley Cup final. Something no one ever thought they'd ever hear. My Lightning make it 2020, 2021, and 2022, and now the Florida Panthers in 2023, 2024, and 2025. Looking to do what the Lightning have done at the start of the streak I just mentioned, and that's win 2 straight Stanley Cups. This chance was born by beating my Lightning 1 round, coming back down 2-0 to Toronto in another, and again destroying the Hurricanes in another. This all would not be possible if not for the likes of Sergei Bobrovsky, Matthew Tkachuk, Carter Verhaeghe, and Alex Barkov. This would be the 3rd team to win back-to-back Stanley Cups the last 10 years. But now, let's take a look at who stands in their way of making said history. A team that also had their eyes set on making it back here. The Oilers also returned to the finals for a 2nd year in a row. Still looking for Cup number 6. And their first since 1990. Coming back down 2-0 to the Kings, overpowering the Golden Knights, and destroying the Stars. To make it 2 straight trips to the finals. And of course, this Edmonton team would not be where they are today if not for the likes of Connor McDavid, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Leon Draisaitl, Stuart Skinner, even Corey Perry, who is also to get past recent Stanley Cup final problems as well. This is the first time since 2009 that we have the exact same matchup as the year before, when it was the Detroit Red Wings and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Detroit would win it 1 year, and then Pittsburgh would win the next. In terms of my pick for this year's rematch, something honestly tells me the Oilers redeem themselves and avenge last year, and this time, win the cup. These Oilers were never taking another defeat for an answer so easily, not with a team led by Connor McDavid. I always say it is hard to pick against him and these Oilers every year, and now they, in my prediction, will finally win the cup, their first title since 1990. Speaking of Connor McDavid, he is my pick to win the Conn Smythe as well. What would be a 2nd straight season for him? Think I'm crazy? Let me know your predictions for this finals down below. Congratulations to the Florida Panthers and their fans on winning the 2025 Stanley Cup, their 2nd in franchise history, and also their 2nd in a row. You absolutely dominated the Oilers the whole series. Like other than the comeback in Game 4, this series to be honest was not even close. Looking forward to October, when we do a brand new hockey season again.